Hi, and welcome to the Business of Being a Virtual Assistant. I'm your host, Tiffany Parson, and you're watching and listening to episode number 250, I think 56. I didn't get a chance to check. I have a small window to record today's podcast, and I am taking advantage of it as a demonstration of discipline. I woke up this morning, got a better night's sleep than the night before, and realized I did not record this week's episode. And we are leaving for a funeral in the next 10 minutes. We have probably like an hour drive, and I was like, well, during the hour, I can upload the podcast and it be all set. What happens when there's something you know you should be doing, but you just don't do it? It continues to play over and over in your mind. And in order for me to not be thinking about this all day, all weekend, I decided, you know what? Let's just turn on the microphone and let you know what's going on behind the scenes. We are bursting at the seams. My company, my team, we're bursting at the seams. What does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that things are super large, but it means that the size we were, we are bursting. There are processes that are being changed. We're implementing set SOPs, project management software. When you are used to working by yourself, and you have your own way and you bring people on, you tend to implement your way of doing things solo. And that works for a while until it doesn't work. So now we're switching gears, and I am having to go reach back and grab my corporate brain from when I was a program manager and implement some of those things that we used so that we are not allowing things to slip through the cracks. And I am super picky, detailed, and I like to catch things as I see them. Like the client doesn't see things, I see things. Just as they're tipping, I want to, let's grab this before it hits. Let's grab this before it. So that's where we are. And that has been taking up a bulk of my mental space lately. You may be thinking, Tiffany, well, I don't have a team. It's just me. How does this apply? The way this applies to you if you're solo, especially if you are also working another job, whether it's full-time or part-time. If you're working another job, then that is the space you're in, right? And then you add your first virtual assistant client. Adding that client might not cause you to burst at the seam. Maybe it's the next client or the one after that, because you're used to a set routine, a set way of how you utilize your time when you're not working. Once you start getting clients, now you could be bursting at the seams. You have to figure out, okay, how do I make this work and make sure I'm also getting my proper rest, that I'm eating well, that I'm exercising? How do I get all the things going? And it may take a while to get everything going in perfect harmony. Give yourself grace. It will work. It's not going to work itself out automatically. You have to recognize where you see things tipping, where you can jump in and make adjustments. That is how this also applies to you, because at any point of your business, solo with the team, seams could start to burst. And you want to address it as quickly as possible. Just like if you start to notice my clothes aren't fitting like they used to, I need to pull back on some French fries. I need to pull back on the rice. So address it before it gets out of hand. And again, brace yourself. It is an adjustment, but it's going to be fine. It's part of the growing process. It's exciting because it is part of the growing process. If you haven't reached that point where you're feeling like you're bursting at the seams, if you're feeling like there is no growth, why? Why is there no growth? Is it because you've taken a step back, either literally or mentally you've taken a step back? You know, we can subconsciously block progress from happening. We can subconsciously block clients from coming because we don't want to take on more. We know way, way back in our mind, we can't handle more. How do you address that? Some people would say, bring someone on. Other people would say, increase your rates. You have to decide for yourself. That's where you as the business owner comes in and make the decision like, okay, what will work for me and how I want this to look. I'm going to guess you probably do need to up your rates regardless. We tend to lowball ourselves because we undervalue what we bring to the table until we are pushed to the wall and realize, wait a minute, I undervalued myself. And that's okay. Sometimes we have to be pushed to the wall so that we can stare someone right in the face and let them know what our rate is without blinking. Send that email without thinking twice. However it is that you let them know what the price is. I like to put it in an email. It's in writing because I like to think through what is this going to take. Anytime I have given an amount verbally, I goofed because I wasn't thinking about it all the way through. I'm caught up in the moment. So no one gets prices during any calls. It comes through in an email. You might get a starting point, but not what the actual price is going to be. It comes in an email after, we can think things clearly. If you're like, Tiffany, I've lowballed myself. What do I do? Up your price. Now, be grateful for the lesson because now you know what's involved in this. Now you can change your rate either for the existing client or the next client to come. Completely up to you how you do that. The beauty of all of this is that you get to decide, you get to choose. The ball is in your court. You own the court, not just the ball. That's the difference between being a worker in your business and the owner in your business, is recognizing not only do I own this ball, this is my court. I decide who the players are. I decide when we're going to play. I decide what I don't even know what it's called, what our plays are. You get to decide. That's those systems that you implement when you start to see things about to fall. That's when you make adjustments, make some switches, some changes. Is it a software change? Is it a schedule change? Is it a client change? You assess that for your business so that you can enjoy what you do. When it starts being fun, you got to figure out why. Is it not fun because of the box I have put myself in? Is it not fun because time is up on this? Is it not fun because I'm not able to put my all into it? Once you figure that out, you make the adjustments. Again, remember, your ball, your court. Thanks so much for watching and listening. You have a wonderful and fantastic day.